got a call, and we've got coon damage. Kind of hard to tell until I get in here. But as you can see, coons have broke. They have broke it down. They ride it down basically, the way they can get the tender ears off. So this here is the method I'm going to use here for now. We'll probably have to come in tomorrow when I'm a little more adept at what's going on, since there's no woods for me to put these in. Right now what I'm going to do is just going to use the live trap method tonight. And it's not rocket science really. They're going to be somewhere. So I'm going to set four in these rows away from the roadway so they cannot really be seen. And then placement's not a big deal, because the coons will find them, the coons will hit them. So I got 4 getting ready to set, and these 4 here should do good until I'm able to come get some DPs in tomorrow. But since I have no anchors, I'm going to have to use I'll have to use blocks, cement blocks for anchors for day number 2. So stick with me and I'll show the baiting method. So this is our biggest live trap. So we'll get it ready, and I'll show you how I'm going to set this up here periodically. In this bottle I have here, I have cat food, some corn, and salmon oil. And this is what I use for our dog proofs also. Right here is a J.R. & Sons Finicky Fox. It's a meat-based lure. I'll probably use it because it's got kind of a strong attractant right now. So what I'm going to end up doing, since they've already pulled this corn ear down here, I'm going to put a little bit of the Finicky Fox, rub it up and down. I'm going to go ahead and toss it right back. Now the back of this trap is in such a way that they cannot reach the bait through the outside, and that's a good thing. That's kind of the better live traps. But since I have nothing in this part of the cornfield to anchor with, this is what I'm going to be left to do unless I bring blocks in. On this here, this is where your trigger mechanism is. I put it on a light trigger so that it takes the least little bump and will trigger this trap. Finicky Fox lure right there, and the only thing I did was I took it, put the ear down into the Finicky Fox bottle and throwed it as far back as I could. Got it back in there on the pan treadle. That should work for that set. As you can see, I've got 2 traps side by side here. Over one row I had 2 traps end for end with a little space between. Coons travel together, so these will travel in 2s, 3s, 4, and basically what's going to happen is one, big sow coon comes in here with half-grown young ones, and they come in, find this, and they start climbing around. This one makes some activity, this one goes to this trap, this one finds food here, so on and so forth. And as you can tell, these are 2 smaller traps. It doesn't really matter. A coon was a glutton, he'll try to force their way in. So right in here I have that shellfish and cat food right here. I push up just grass and clippings and stuff so they don't reach and try to reach through and get the trap, because they'll trigger the trap if that's the case. But most of the time you know they get bored and go on through this opening. So right now I'm going to back out, go hit the creek and put some dog proofs in, try to catch them. So here again, this is all the corn that's laid down and stripped off the ear by these coons. So we'll be back in here tomorrow to check. So we're alongside the county road, but also borders the corn that the coon is taking in. So what I'm doing now is going to head into there's a small creek tributary, and I'm going to go ahead and place 5 dog proofs in here. So there'll be 5 good trees to do it with. So this is a dog proof. Anyone doesn't know, there's several different designs. Here's one that's square. Here's one that's round. Both do the same thing. They're dog proof, meaning dogs can knock them over, and a dog doesn't reach. So coon does reach, possum does reach. So for those that don't know, this is how you set them. Now of course I'm trying to watch the video camera and set also. So basically you take this trigger, you engage it. I struggle here because I'm trying to watch the camera and keep in frame. You take it and you set the trigger into this. This here's the trigger system. You set it right here, like so. Set it there. Basically what happens, you set your bait, which would be cat food and shellfish oil, salmon oil, down into this hole right here. And then basically wire it to your tree and plug it down. I'll show you that momentarily. But you can use setters for these, but usually if I'm not trying to focus the camera, it's a little easier to do it off the cuff. Basically here's a small tributary that goes along the corn. And this is what we're looking for here. Signs, tracks. They come through and then they move up to the corn. Perfect setup. Anchor cable on the tree. You stick that back into so, and you take your bottle and you fill it up down in so over the trigger mechanism, and off you go to the next set. I have just made this set right here. You see it is cabled to a tree. Cable, reason to use cable, wire will twist and burn out, and then you got a coon on the loose. You see there's a copper tag. Always tag your traps. And I don't know that it's very obvious. So right here is a coon trail that weaves in and about right straight to the next culvert. As you can see, I set one about 15-20 feet uphill. One here, and let me fade into one here. That makes three within 15-foot circle, because like I said before, coon will run in groups. So what we got here, we have a field joining the cornfield, and this is an edge, and on this edge here a small group of trees. A small group of trees is just right for, you know, hiding one dog proof and the second dog proof right there. As you know, they're cabled. I'll show you at the truck how I cable them. This is Mr. Glenn Witchy's design of Diablo, and by far one of the better dog proofs I've used. Give a shout out to the Diablo. So on this Diablo dog proof, we got swivel point 1, swivel point here, and I tie off with a cable. And what I do with my cables is I make them in such a way that this will slip, and so that I can make this larger and then wrap around a tree and anchor off of a tree. And I use cable because wire is not good for holding critters. So as you see, this loop gets larger on this, and then I make this cable myself. Then I take it like so, and I take the dog proof and I take it through this cable like this, as I'll show you on this tree. The tree is here. This right here is the loop. Comes in, pulls, comes in, tightens up on the tree. Just like so, just like so. And it's a great way to anchor your dog proofs. Then you take the dog proof near the anchor site after it's set and push it in. And that's all there is to it. Again, thanks for watching, and we'll be doing the checks tomorrow. It's day 2 of the troublesome cornfield coons. And as I was getting out, I heard some rattling of the chains. So that means I must have one here. Yes, there would be the masked bandit tearing up the corn. I'll go ahead and take care of this situation and then get right back to the rest of the checks. As you see, right here is the hold that this trap actually does. You know, it gets it right there in a good spot where they can't, you know, really damage themselves, or it just pretty much puts a good hold on them. And there's a cable at use that's best. As you can see, this right here is the only damage to the paw on the coon. So we're not allowed to release them in our state because of the way they can pass diseases from one place to another. So basically, you know, you only have one other option. Heading in for morning 2, see if we have any raiders in the corn. Looks like we have Slick Grinner. That's the one for now. One coon, one grinner in the corn patch. Bait's still good in this trap. Also this trap. Maybe Mr. Grinner's been climbing the corn. So, we ended the morning, the second morning of the check, and we ended it with a coon downstream on the corn and a possum right at the site. So probably many checks to go, and I'm sure those hordes of coons will be back here. Let's check day 2. And another masked corn bandit. Caught on one of the DPs we set. Well, this will wrap it up for this filming. I'll keep on checking until really I run out of coon, I assume. Again, thanks for watching.